Tired of the same old radio talk show? There is an alternative. This is Gonzo Radio.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Gonzo Radio Show. I say that so casually because, as you can see on the screen next to me, I don't know which way the feed has got us arranged. Maybe she's here or over there. She's definitely here. I am being joined by tonight's guest. She is we're going to start with the runner-up. You were a runner-up to Pet of the Year.
Penthouse Pet of the Year. Yeah.
Runner-up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who is that?
I can't believe I got that. It didn't seem like a big deal at its time. But now it's kind of a big deal.
It is. I'm a Bob Guccione fan. Okay, Bob, but his work.
Yeah.
But you were also a Pet of the Month in July of 2009.
I got to do the 4th of July issue. That was awesome.
And it's coming up soon. Also, that's 11 years. You look like you're 19.
Thank you.
Say hi to everybody in Gonzo Radio Land, Miss Shawna Lenee.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining.
We were gonna get canned applause, but I figured that my enthusiasm would give no need. They're out there. They're clapping out there right now. I'll eventually click over to Facebook Live. If you're watching on the Gonzo Radio Network, www.gonzoradionetwork.com, you're probably also watching our feed from YouTube. So jump in the chat room there. I'll be checking over there in a little bit. Of course, Facebook Live, Twitch, Facebook Live on Gonzo Radio Show page, not group. I'll be sharing that around in a minute as soon as Facebook allows me. On Twitch, of course, Gonzo_Radio Show. And I'm not going to throw this finger out because I think that's it. I think we're out of platforms. You have Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Hard to remember.
Yeah. Well, things got so crazy tonight. Usually our pre-show methodology is to do a go live like 10 minutes before your show starts and then leave it on and say, okay, make sure you come here. And you have a little draw there, but things were a little crazy today. So welcome,
hear that. Yeah.
Welcome to the crazy day.
I think that's my day every day.
I'm really, really happy to have you here because even though you are a world-class beauty and a fantastic adult film actress, let's talk about crochet.
Yeah, let's do that.
Seriously, you're professional at this.
Yeah, I learned how to crochet when I was 8 from my step-grandma, and I've always been fascinated by turning yarn into a piece of fabric. And I think by 15, I had mastered the skill somewhere around there, and now I can read any pattern, and my stitches look great, and I love it. I love working with yarns, different colors, different textures. I love making baby blankets and scarves.
Well, I know for a fact, I mean, you know way more adult film actors and actresses than I do, but the few that I know, they have something they do something with their regular life that makes you go, get out of here. No, they don't. And it's something like crochet, or it's something like a professional, or excuse me, a tournament backgammon player. Or, I'm like, really? Or, and it's not so mundane either. It's not mundane because crochet is not mundane. It's creating. It's an it's a piece of art, and it's
it's my art for sure. Yeah,
right. And it's functional. Believe me, I have a crocheted blanket. Okay, now I don't bring it around these animals here, but I have a crocheted blanket, and it is one of my favorites. So. No haters here.
Yes, they're the best.
Plus, I have a lot of female viewers. I have a lot of female viewers, so they're all like, no way, she crochets, me too. So you mastered it. Now, what's the name of this crochet company that you're selling crochet products out of?
I have Shawna Crochet. Right now I'm working on building my inventory. So I had sold a lot of crochet products back in 2012. I had just had my daughter. I was kind of like a stay-at-home mom, and it was my way of bringing in extra income for things that I wanted. And it did actually very well. I sold a lot of patterns because not only do I crochet, but I had created patterns as well, which is a great residual income. And so now I took a break when I got back into the industry in 2014 that had taken up so much of my time. Now I'm just camming, and I figured I can make even some more extra income while making awesome things. So I'll have that Etsy shop back up. I'm hoping autumn, because I'm making a lot of scarves right now. Definitely off season for summer. So in autumn, I hope that I have like 20, 30 things and nice blankets for sale. I'm working on a lot of stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm very eager to prove to you that I didn't just, do all my research on your porn career. I actually paid attention to what. Well, I'd listen. I even went back to. I went back through in researching about how you changed your name early in your career when you were 18, and somebody wanted you to have the name Kara. What was it?
Kara Minor, which is a horrible name. I didn't like it.
Just the name Minor,
And honestly, like, I think a lot of credit gives to me becoming big really fast, probably because of that name, but it just didn't feel right. And Shawna's my real name. People would call me Kara on set, and I just wouldn't even answer. It didn't click that it was me. It didn't feel right. So I just feel like I'm Shawna, and what I do is just a part of who I am, so that there was no reason to make up a character.
Right. Now you were you a feature dancer at the Hustler Club, or you were just a featured dancer?
I was a house girl. I loved working there. It's one of my favorite clubs. The girls were amazing. Staff was amazing.
Oh, I really liked it the couple of times I went.
I love that place. I love being a house dancer. I get really cold though, so it's hard for me to be a house dancer because I'm just standing around shivering. I did love feature dancing a lot though.
Well, they keep it cold in there so that the men with money, the men in suits, don't break a sweat. And it also helps keep keeps the high beams on for everybody, including the men. That place is fantastic. But more to my point, when you're talking about your professional name being changed, and you're on set and everybody's calling you Kara, that's kind of like a baby stripper who doesn't answer to her stage name. And I'm a DJ too. I'm a DJ too. So you're calling her to the stage, Carly, main stage.
I had a big problem with that. Yes. Yeah, I have to go by my name or I will not answer.
It's like, let's go down and bring Shauna to the main stage. Shauna.
And then I know it's me and I'm on the way and I'm running there.
Oh. And on behalf of all DJs, we appreciate a little bit of hustle.
Yes. I always see the girls running through in their heels.
I've seen it. I've seen sprinting in 7-inch heels.
Yes, I can do that.
You can get up to a run?
Yes. Yeah. So if anybody ever tries to like kidnap me and I'm in heels, they're going to be impressed. They're going to have to work for it.
That is crazy. That's I can barely do that in flat shoes. Okay, so you started early, right out of high school, 18 years of age.
I was still in high school, actually.
Still in high school?
Yeah. I started traveling, and then they told me that I had missed too much school. And I was also doing mainstream like classes in acting competitions. So I was kind of all over the place. I was already going to New York, and I was going to acting classes twice a week. And my senior year, I had no interest in high school. I wanted to get my career started.
Right on.
I just wanted to go do stuff.
Well, and let's just clarify for everybody that you started at the age of 18 while in high school.
Yes. Of 18
And
and 4 days.
right. And so to me, that indicates that you were probably very sexually curious and expressive at an early age.
I love Jessie Jane, so I would like crush on Jessie Jane.
Oh, I
I
got a story.
wouldn't
Go
really
ahead.
watch movies, but I would look at their modeling pictures.
Oh,
So I really just wanted to be a model like they were. But I
oh,
didn't watch any movies before then. I didn't watch adult films before then.
well, she's shorter than you. You're
Yeah,
5'2", right? Yeah,
yeah, I
she's
think
like,
she's my size. Yeah.
she's shorter than you. I at Exotica, this had to be 2010. I was a professional wrestler and a DJ. So I knew a lot of people there. And we were doing a show there, several shows during the day, and we set up our dressing room behind the curtain where, as you know, you walk behind so that you guys aren't mobbed everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
So,
There's a secret back to the
right,
expo.
which is
Mhm.
awesome. Became
I love
very
it.
acquainted with that. That was the best thing in the world. I could go to the
I always
bathroom
feel
like
like
that.
a
It was awesome.
spy. Yeah.
Right? No
It's
matter
like
how
super
hectic it got.
secret, like only we know how to get back there.
And as I'm sitting back there, and we have our little dressing room area, and I'm taking off my pants, getting ready to put on my wrestling tights and dress up as Big Daddy Gonzo and get my head beat in. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Jessie Jane, Stormy Daniels, Tori Black, 5 agents, some lady with a clipboard. All right, let's go. Come on. Tori, well, Tori was nice. Oh, you're wrestlers. Oh, that's it. Jessie jumps right in my lap. Oh my God, you guys are the wrestler guys. Oh, yeah. I was like, somebody's got to take a picture of this, please. Somebody.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course. One of the security guard guys used her phone. Here, take a picture. So Jessie Jane has a picture of me in her phone. Just to be
Oh,
just so everybody knows, I don't have a picture of her, but she has a picture of me
I love it. I
with my
love it.
pants down.
Oh.
I don't know what perfume she was wearing, okay, but it was incredible.
Yes, she always smells good, I think, whenever I see her at expos.
She was vibrating. She vibrates. I think she vibrates on a different frequency.
Yes.
But yeah, I met Jessie, and I got to hang out with Stormy too. Stormy's a riot. Oh my God. But she has got to be on a roast dais. Every time there's a roast of anybody, she's got to be able to get her in. She's
Yes.
hilarious. But
Mhm.
do you miss the conventions?
I didn't until the lockdown started. Because what I go through phases where I'll go to 6, 7 in a row, and then I'm just tired of it because it turns into the same thing. And then I want to go again. So I go through phases. I'll go through a lot in 2 years, and then I won't go for 2 years. But I'm ready to go back to the expos. I want to go back.
Oh yeah, and Expo, the ED Expo, the Gentlemen's Club Exposition in Las Vegas. It was scheduled for August. It got moved back to October.
Ooh, I haven't been to
So
that one yet, and I want to go because I
they're
want to do
fun.
a couple to the Gentlemen's Club Expo. I've always wanted to do the competitions, but I would have so much practice to do before then because I'm not in shape for pull tricks at this time. It's a lot of work. I mean,
Yeah,
we
oh
have to give
yeah,
credit to girls who can do that type of athletics. A lot
oh
of people
yeah.
don't understand how much upper body strength and core strength and leg strength it takes to do a lot of pull tricks.
Well, whenever I see, I call them civilians, people who aren't in the business. Um, Whenever I hear civilians go, why do they have pole dancing classes? And I go, go ahead, let it sink in for a minute. Think about it for a second. That's right. That
Mhm.
stripper that you throw $20 in singles at while she's upside down and spinning, that actually takes some fucking skill and athleticism. So much so that housewives and soccer moms pay good money to come get taught how to do it.
It's so true. It's a lot of work. I mean, I think I have a few girls that are house dancers on my Twitter that I follow, and they've just started returning back to work, and they're exhausted. They are so tired just from house dancing and giving lap dances. It's so much strength that's involved and so much physical work.
Oh, they're amazing, and the better ones are some of my favorites. Last week we had Katie Sutra. Have you ever met Katie Sutra before?
I don't think so.
Katie's another one, 5'1", 4'4", no, excuse me, 4'10". And she's an absolute dynamo on the pole, and also with the burlesque. She's got multiple sets that she loves to do, and costume themed sets. And you look at her in a bathing suit, she's just like, bam, those lats and the arms are, yeah. I mean, I'm like, okay.
It's a lot. It's a lot of strength.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to even feature dance or house dance again, I would really need to get myself in shape before I even try to leave to go on the floor.
Pull downs and rows, baby. No. Rows. Upward rows. Got it. You know as well as anybody, it's all on the back. I mean, you could have a great grip, but that back is going to pull you up and around. Your core is going to pull you up and around.
And you have to be brave too, because there's no mass underneath you. There's nothing there. You can get really injured if your palms get sweaty. You have to be a little bit brave. You have to be a risk taker.
Okay, what was your worst spill? How did you eat it the worst?
You know what? I've never fallen dancing.
Oh, knock wood. You got wood around there?
I've never fallen dancing. I don't think. I mean, there's a few slips I've had. It's hard when you're feature dancing and there's so much money on stage.
Yeah,
because that money gets slippery. But I have not fallen.
I've stepped on money in sneakers and almost died.
What was that?
I stepped on money with sneakers on and I almost died.
Yeah, it's so slippery. That's the dangerous part. That's why we're always, trying to get into one spot so we don't fall.
Yes, more stage, less coverage of cash. I'm telling you. All right, so I'm a little all over the place here. So doubling back to the adult career once again, do you have a favorite co-star? Male, female?
I don't think so, because I loved really most of my co-stars. I loved them all. They're all my co-workers. They're all people I care for. I've known them for so long that I just feel like the people I've worked with are my friends. I don't think I had a favorite. I just equally love everybody, really.
That's one thing that I've always noticed when I hang around, especially the actors and actresses. And but you do have your few mopes and malcontents and divas and whatnot, but they're very few and far in between. And
I think we've all had our diva moments. Right. I know I've had a few.
I'm a diva. I'm wearing a Band-Aid. I mean, it's but the thing that I have noticed, and it's really genuine, and people who have seen reality shows with adult stars on it, and they're like, they're not really friends like that. It's like, yeah, a lot of them are. There's a certain intimacy, not only in the physical contact of having the sex act, but I mean, because you have to do, all right, let's pause for stills. All right, let's change. And you're just stuck.
Yes. There's a helicopter going by. Hold on, everybody.
Right? It's like, oh, we're gonna start over again. I mean, I haven't, like I said, I'm not a vet on the set or anything, but I've seen it in action. I've seen the process. Okay. Besides the fact, yes, it's fun. You get to fuck in front of a camera, but there's a lot to it. And you develop
a lot of concentration. You have to be able to remember where your body is, what angles you are towards the camera, while also making enough eye contact, while also listening to what the director is saying. So there's a lot more involved going on at once. I mean, you have to make sure your toes are pointed at all times. You have to make sure, you as a girl, you never want to lay all the way back, because they told me right away in the beginning, If you're just laying down, you look lazy. You always have to prop yourself up on your elbows.
You got to be
Mm-hmm.
seen.
Yes.
You have to be seen.
So those little, and you have to arch your back at the same time. So there's so many little tricks to it to remember all at once until you start doing it long enough where it's second nature. And thankfully, I think I had brought myself to that point within a couple years where I didn't have to give it so much mind power, and I was able to like just get lost and enjoy it because all those little rules came naturally. And on top of shooting together, I mean, we do the parties, we do the award shows together, we do the expos together. So adult film stars are really, really connected. They hang out a lot more than you would think.
Yeah, I've been around the AVNs, if you will, and I've seen it. I've seen it in action. You know, even the few people that I know, hey, what's going on? You know, and they come over to the rail and they say hi and give me a hug and show me love and whatnot. And then they stand there and go, oh, look who's here. And oh, look who's there. And oh, look who's there. And everybody knew him. Everybody loved him. They all loved each other. And when people say, oh, that's got to be fake, I'm like, maybe the way you and your friends do it, because you and your friends really aren't that intimately close physically. You're going through, it's not just even the sex act, it's the fact that you are a unit performing this. And yes, it happens to be a lot of fun that it's sex, but there's a real a collegial, almost a family atmosphere.
It is.
You know?
Yeah, it is. And another thing is, you know, we're so connected. We understand each other. And nobody else has our back. I mean, we have to watch out for each other because there's no groups out there are going to look out for our best interests. So we really have to stay connected and look out for each other.
Right. Well, and you do have a lot of sympathizers in the production end of the business and the promotion end of the business, even though you're part of their livelihood too. But even those of us on the club level, because so many actresses work in the clubs to make extra money. Not that the money is horrible in adult films, but it's really good in the clubs. You know, you're going to get overlap. And that's one thing that I have found with every feature that I've worked with that does a lot of adult films. And you marvel at it. And you get these people that are like, that's not real. Yeah, it is. It kind of is. I've seen it.
Yeah, we're really close. I love it. I love all the friendships I made. I mean, a lot of people that I've known from when I began in 2005 are retired. They're living different lives now, but a lot of us are still kind of at least on the fringes. I mean, I'm on the fringes. I cam now just as a solo girl, but I still have love for the adult film industry. I could never imagine saying anything bad about the adult film industry because it's got me to every place I've been to today. I couldn't imagine my life without it. I just couldn't imagine what I would be doing. The excitement, the not knowing, not having to do the same thing every single day. I absolutely love it.
Good. Yeah, it's rare that you get someone who you were in the business for a minute and you got out for 4 years and came right back in, guns blazing. Because I even noticed, I was like, how come there's no videos between 2010 and 2014? I was like, and I literally had to go to your Wikipedia to figure that part out. I was like, she left and she came back.
I did.
Bravo.
I had a baby and I got out, met someone, planned to have a baby, had a baby, and I just wanted to be there for my kids while I could be. So, and I'm so glad. I mean, I spent until she went to kindergarten, I almost didn't leave her side until like right before she went to kindergarten. So I'm really happy that I spent all that time with her. I got to teach her so many things. I got her into kindergarten a year early because I would teach her every day. So I'm really happy I took a break. And I recommend breaks for girls in the industry, even if they're dancing. Save your money because you're going to need a break. I mean, I couldn't imagine shooting. I was shooting back in the day 6 days a week. I couldn't imagine doing that for 15 years. Like, it's so important to take a break, figure out who you are without the industry. It's so important to know your identity outside of the industry, outside of work.
You don't need 10 pairs of Blahniks. You don't need 10 pairs of Maddens. You don't need 5 Gucci bags. You don't need to drive the new Mercedes,
That
okay?
is
Or
true.
even lease it, for crying out loud. Okay?
That is true.
I mean, I'm not privy to exactly how good the money is in the business, but I know that the girls make some decent dough. Take care of your money. And that's even if you're just a dancer. But
Yes.
especially in the business, we know you're making a little bit of money. I mean, especially if you really want to work.
Yeah, I mean, I look back and I wish I would have saved more from the first 5 years. But when you're young, you think it's unlimited money forever. We didn't. When I started, it was DVD days. We didn't know that the internet was going to take over the industry.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it was so hard to see where the industry was going. But I had a great vacations. I've had a lot of fun. Totally worth it. But I love saving now. Now I'm addicted to saving because now I know, like, okay, I'm not going to be homeless. So that's a good feeling.
I kind of am too. Let's put it this way: it's saved my ass so far in this shutdown of the adult entertainment industry. But and it's always wise, at least 3
Yes,
months in cash to pay for your living expenses. 3
yes.
months, and that
You never know
includes,
what's going to happen.
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, that includes food, that includes incidentals, but 3 months cash. Stash it, put it in a big rubber band, stick it in a shoe, put it in the back of the closet, bury it in the
I got mine
backyard.
in
Yeah,
silver.
exactly.
Mine's
Uh,
all silver holdings,
right.
mostly silver holdings.
Okay, then. It but it is it's just wise. It just is. Now let's see. Let's because we're going to take a break here really quick. But before we go take a break, I have to ask you about the Cleveland Browns because I know you're a big sports fan.
I love football. I love the Browns. I'm hoping with all this virus stuff, it's like who I saw someone else tweet. I wish I could credit them right now. How crazy football's going to be because what if one of the players gets a virus and then they're going to be out for a couple weeks? So I don't think we even know what to expect this season when they play. We might miss some players, and it
Well,
might just be a bunch of players playing that we don't expect to be playing.
but the tricky part is, and it's one thing that I told everyone is where it's concerned with the virus. The tricky part is, I would say it's only going to be tricky if the player A uh, contracts COVID-19 and gets physically ill. Because let's remember,
Right.
there's a great number of people that are asymptomatic. They don't hardly get any sort of illness at all, and they just shed the virus and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But and usually after 2 weeks. But if they get physically decimated by this, then they could be out for 3 months instead of 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Mono took me out for 6 months when I was 27 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you never know really how a virus is going to affect you until you get it. I mean, it just needs that perfect little key connection, and it could really wreak havoc on a body.
Yeah, I've spent a little time in doctors' offices the last last couple of weeks because of the thing that's being covered by the Band-Aid, and the doctor takes my blood pressure and is like, it's kind of high. I'm like, usually is, no, it's really high. I said, why don't you go get a bigger cuff, because I'm not a bodybuilder, but I do have large arms, and they're like alarmed, and I was like, okay, I'll cut back on the salt. I won't drink. I'll take it easy, Mom. And I've been hearing, and one of the killer symptoms of active COVID is that it inflames your circulatory system and the lining of your heart, the muscles of your heart. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm going to throw the salt shaker away.
Yeah.
Get it out of there. Yeah, I mean, I've got bad habits that I've got to curtail. But these are young, healthy men. Not to sound sexist, but these are big, sturdy, young, healthy men. You look, what was it? Von Miller contracted it early in the game, like in April. He came out with the Denver Broncos linebacker, and he was sick for a couple of weeks, and it was, like he's like the worst flu I ever had. So if a player, especially a player of significant star power, gets the virus, that's part of the game. The big panic is going to be, do they isolate everybody around him?
Right. It's like
that's
a whole
it.
new
Both
puzzle.
those teams are off the board.
It's a whole new puzzle. I have no idea how the season's going to go, but it'll be interesting. It sure will be interesting. Hopefully not many people, get it. Hopefully it's not an issue. Maybe they'll be isolating while playing this season to limit that risk. I'm not sure what their plans are, but we'll just have to see how it goes. But
Try really hard. Well, I think it's a bit of a bummer for you guys because last year you guys had a lot of talent on the team, but the coaching staff was, iffy. And then you went out and grabbed Kevin Stefanski, the offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm telling you right now, you got a good one.
I mean, hopefully there's no major fights this year. Hopefully everybody can just be on their best behavior so we can keep all of our good players. So
Miles Garrett just signed 50 million reasons not to grab a quarterback's helmet and swing it at him again.
Yes.
They just signed him to a big extension, Miles Garrett. So
he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, and you guys are also eyeballing Jadeveon Clowney to add that to a right now. It's a defense full of young studs. Jadeveon Clowney would step in, and him and Sheldon Richardson would be the elder statesmen. Everybody else is like 4 years or less. I think Miles Garrett is going into his 5th year now. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Young, fired up, and you have a really good team. You have a lot of weapons on offense too, and you have an offensive coordinator who knows how to get the ball to everybody.
We're gonna make it to the playoffs this year.
Yes.
I have a good feeling. This is the year.
Yes. I can honestly say that you got a real shot. What you have to do, and you did it last year, you have to split with Baltimore. But you also have to split with the Steelers. And you have to crush the Bengals. You just got to murder the Bengals. Just don't allow for any shenanigans, because the Bengals have sort of upgraded their talent a little bit, not only through the draft with the first overall pick, but they've upgraded their quality of their team in other places. But you can't let them step up now. And you do that, you're looking at 10-6. You're looking at the playoffs.
I think we can do it. I have a good feeling.
I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan, so I like his chances. There's a lot of weapons. New guy, Austin Hooper, a lot of weapons. So
yes, we just gotta make sure those throws are good, and I think we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Well,
some days he didn't have it last year. Like some days he was just off. So I'm hoping he could be on his game every single game this year.
Oh, it was your head coach. It was your coaching staff. It was your head coach and your coaching staff. It was definitely your head coach and coaching staff. He was in over his head. He had no idea. All right, we're going to take a quick break here, Brad. If you're ready to go, we're going to take a quick break with Miss Shawna Lenee, and we'll be right back with the 7 deadly questions right after this on the Gonzo Radio Show.
Gonzo Radio.
And we're back here at the Gonzo Radio Show, here on the Gonzo Radio Network with the beautiful Shawna Lenee. And I don't know why I've suddenly started talking like Randy Macho Man Savage, but I have to say you have been a delight. You have been absolutely delightful. I've had a good time. I love any time that I can talk football with a pretty girl. I love any time I can do that. I love when I can talk football with anybody, but have a beautiful woman who understands football, loves to get into it.
Oh, you should see me when the games are on. I am a crazy person. Like
you curse a lot?
I will yell. I will jump. My daughter will tell me to stop. Like she gets so upset with me because she'll be like, "Stop yelling at the TV."
Drop an F-bomb in front of the kids.
Yeah, and it doesn't count because it's football.
It's like earmuffs. That's bullshit.
I get crazy.
I feel you. Listen, you come from a suffering fan base. I come from a suffering fan base right now, being a Miami Dolphin fan. So, well, you're about 2 steps ahead of us right now. So you blaze the trail, and eventually we'll start meeting you in the AFC Championship game.
We're going places.
Right. Yes. Moving on up. So I warned you earlier today that we have a little segment we like to do called the 7 Deadly Questions.
Yes.
And they're based on the 7 deadly sins. And the members of the adult entertainment industry that I've had endure them have come up with some very interesting answers. Very interesting. And I have the feeling that you, being being the star that you are, the career that you had, the significant career that you had, not only leaving and then coming back, but you have become a very Ohio housewife, the quote, normal life.
Yeah. I have a completely normal life.
Right.
I never wanted to be like a celebrity. I never even cared about being famous. I just wanted to work and have a career. And I think I was really shy before I ever took acting classes, and it kind of broke me out of my shell. But I never wanted to be a celebrity, which is kind of why I left when I was #1, because it makes me uncomfortable. And so like, I love living in Ohio. I have my community. I'm just basically an average Ohio girl that happened to be in the adult film industry, really.
Simple. It doesn't sound. I mean, and you could say the same for Jessie Jane too, because you see her on Instagram. She's just, she's a regular bouncy blonde chick from Oklahoma.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, she really is. And I think my Band-Aid is trying to come off. You don't want this to come off. It's evil. I have to keep it's only a little bit of evil now. It was a whole lot of evil like 4 or 5 days ago. It was unfit for consumption. So I had to go get a special Band-Aid. All right. Enough of my disfigurement. Let's get right to the 7 deadly questions. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Did you stretch and hydrate? We're ready to go. Number 1, and this is kind of anticlimactic, but it's lust. Who is on that sexual pinnacle? Man, woman, celebrity, public figure, anime character, historical figure, could be living, could be dead. Who would you lust after and want to have sex with?
I'm pausing because I want to, like, I'm wondering if my friends who are watching this, if they know who I'm going to say. But Jesse McCartney, but he's taken now. So he's already taken. But Jesse McCartney for sure. Like, I think I was his biggest fan when I was in high school. And then he just did Masked Singer. And oh my goodness. Yeah, I like that guy.
That's a Jesse McCartney.
Yes.
Okay, no, legit. Hey, it's your lust. It's your lust.
He's
Really,
my
Jesse
favorite.
McCartney? Like he is dreamy, but okay, sure, I'll buy that. All right, let's move on. It's a high school crush. It's a high school crush.
Yeah,
And,
he's my favorite. He's always been my favorite. I don't know why. I just feel he's so talented. He can sing,
I'll
he
give
can
him that.
dance, he can act, and he is probably the most talented guy in the whole world. I'm putting my money on it.
I don't know. You talk about young guys right now. Shawn Mendes. That's a very talented dude. He's really
very
really
talented
good.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and he writes his own stuff too.
Yeah, that's
Not that I'm a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm a dude, man. All right, number 2, gluttony. Okay. Now I know you skinny women. You think you can eat everything, but what is it that you like to pig out on? I mean, like sit on the couch with the bowl on your chest and just. Or am I the only one that does that? Am I the only one that does that?
Yeah, I only eat at my kitchen table.
Oh, okay.
One thing I need to eat is sushi. Like, I will eat 10, 12. I could eat 10 rolls all by myself. I could eat $100 of sushi.
What's your favorite roll?
A Philadelphia roll. Yeah, with the cream cheese and the salmon. It's my favorite.
Nice. We have a spot here in Deerfield Beach here in South Florida called Sumo Sushi, Sumo Japanese restaurant. And oddly enough, it's not to make it racial, but it's Japanese food served up by Mexicans, and they make most awesome sushi ever.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the owner like went to classes in school for it and has had a passion for it for forever, and he's taught it. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. It is. It's amazing, and he has perfected the art of purchasing the fish. He gets the right fish and everything. And I knew the first time I went in there, and I always, when I first go into a sushi place, I open the door and I go, because if it smells like fish, you don't want to eat there.
Right.
You just don't, because that fish smell hits you. It's like, ooh, that's bad fish. You're not supposed to be able to smell the fish if it's good fish, so. And he told me, he said, you're 100% right. So sushi is, and once again, an art form. I love sushi as well. All right, enough about me. Greed. Number 3, greed. I mean, people like to collect stuff, hoarders and such. People like to, like stuffed animals, like, oh, I've got a bunch of stuffed unicorns. And I mean, I've seen, what was it, the red pandas? One of my guests, I believe it was Bambi Wild. She collects red pandas. She's from New Zealand.
I love red pandas. Red pandas are my favorite animal in the world.
Your blouse is the color of a red panda, for crying out loud.
I got a dog that looks just like a red panda. He's the cutest.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay, so what is it that you have to collect, the greed that you have to have?
Silver bullion and gold, but I love silver. I just collect my rounds. I collect my coins. I take them out every day. I look at them and I just love them. I'm addicted to buying them because not only are they fun, shiny, collectible, but they're savings for my future, and they're savings for my retirement, and they're my emergency fund. So definitely silver. I want all the silver.
You have opened a can of worms. What year is it that they stopped making nickels and dimes and quarters out of silver?
I should know that because I think I actually just read an article about that the other day.
I think it's 1973.
I was gonna say the same, something with like 1973-ish. Yes.
Right.
I believe 1973.
Right. And I, like you, I have collected quite a few silver coins. Because I wouldn't necessarily call it a prepper phase, but I saw kind of how society was slipping back and forth on itself, especially in the early 2000s with all the wars popping off and everything. And I can honestly tell you, I got worked into buying silver coins, but I liked it. But I love
it. You don't know when our infrastructure is going to fall. Like if our internet goes out or our electricity goes out for whatever reason, even just for a solar flare, how are we going to get to the ATMs? Digital money really means nothing to me. I saw a philosophy once that I hold. If you can't hold your money, or if you can't hold something, it's really not yours. It's not yours at all. So I really feel like, if anything ever happens, I'm prepared for a little bit. I need more, but I'm prepared for a little bit.
Careful, you don't want to sound like a psycho prepper.
I'm starting to turn into that person, honestly.
Stop watching Alex Jones.
I don't think I've ever really watched one of his shows. The clips have probably scared me away enough.
him and Glenn Beck, they do make people crazy. It's like, hey, easy. It's like,
everybody's out to get us.
They just they go too far, and then they go to their commercial break, and it's buy precious metals. So they're selling it to us.
I wouldn't know that because I haven't watched the show. So now I totally get it.
I bought I'm not gonna tell the amount that I bought, but I bought a significant amount at it's $10.65 an ounce at $10.65 the spot price.
Nice, yeah.
And I don't know what the spot price is now. I think it's over 15.
$17.60 right before I got on this show. I check it probably 3 times an hour. I check my dips every day. I buy it dips every single day. Most of the time I'm really good at it. I wish I would have bought gold earlier today. Gold's been mostly steady, but I'm happy with my buy today. I'm really happy with it.
Oh, good for you. Very nice. Careful. We might be going a little too far over everybody's head.
I know. Okay. But it was $17.60. It was like $19 the other day. As soon as the extended their interest rates or what the interest rate, it went up, and then all of a sudden it just went right back to where it was. So it's just a little fishy, but I'm hoping it gets back up to 19 in the next week or so.
19 would be if I could cash out at that spot price.
I grabbed a lot when it was 12 back in March or whatever.
Yeah, 1065 was like, why is it so low? Well, you better buy now. And then the next day it was like 11 and a quarter. Just popped. Yeah. Just hit a low. And then we're like, oh no, we're a precious metal. We're not going anywhere. Our floor doesn't exist.
But it does. It does. It's still a risk. It's still a risk. I feel like it's less risk with smaller returns, but I prefer a more safe route. So it works.
Coins that you can buy food with when everybody's coming at you with a bucket full of cash. Here's $400,000. Yeah, here's 2 coins.
Here's 2 coins.
Your cash is worthless. All right, we've suddenly gone into Prepperville.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to Sloth.
Ooh.
Sloth. Now, everybody has a task that they hate. They just hate it. What is it that you like to get out of doing?
Just cleaning in general. Like, I need to get a maid.
They got people for that.
I know. I keep putting it off. I need help around my house. You know, I'm a single mom, and like
put that teenager to work.
Yeah, he's always at his room is like the only spotless room in the house.
That's good.
Really good. Yeah, he's
great.
He's the clean one.
Oh, well, then just tell him to spread a little bit out over here in the kitchen, and you know how to incentivize these teenagers.
Yeah, I have him on a teen debit, so I can set up like an allowance on it. So I give him chores through the
Venmo your kid.
I need to put that to work. Yeah.
Hey, take out the garbage. Use the phone on like, take
Swipe it over.
I won't swipe. Right. That's awesome. And now we know you can Venmo your kids. Okay.
I do. I Venmo him like all the time. Like I see him because I get alerts for every purchase he makes. Like I'm that parent. Like I have, of what I could see. And so if I see him buy something that's like, and he doesn't spend a lot, it's just like apps or music or video games really. So I'll refill it. But I have a savings account for him too. So I make sure that he's saving as he's spending, like that he's continually putting it in his savings account. He's been pretty good with that.
Teach him young. By the way, my mom had me when she was 17.
Oh, I love it.
Teach them young.
I love being a young mom. Like I could not imagine having my first baby now. I feel like I love being a mom is one of the things that I was meant to do. It's one reason why I'm in this world is to be a mama.
Right on. I'll agree. From the looks of your social media, I mean, your kids could be monsters, but from the looks of things, you have some very well-adjusted, nice kids.
They are. Just got to work on that cleaning with the little one. And other than that, everything's great. They're great kids.
Right. It's like social media lies. They're monsters. All right. Moving on to number 5. This is a real easy one. At least a lot of people find it easy. I've actually had a couple of people go, I don't do that, but it's wrath. Who pisses you off enough to want to just knock them out?
Yeah, my ex for sure. My ex really, really pushes my buttons.
Well, that wasn't on your Wikipedia.
No, that was not on my wiki.
All right, fuck that guy.
I think it's the only person in the world that can really, really make me really angry.
I think if we had a window for the few hundred people that may be watching this show at the right time, you would see half of them going,
relatable.
Yeah, sure. It's like, me too. Raise their hand. Okay, that was a good one. Number 6, envy.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you be willing to do a life swap with? Who would you want to live as or be, even if it's for a minute, an hour, a day?
Any like hot housewife, like that has like a perfect housewife life.
Like wake up to your favorite breakfast made for you.
Yeah, I got the chef there. I got the maid there. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Go for a dip in the pool.
Yeah, and with like one of those robes with like the feathers on it with my mimosa. Yeah, for sure.
See, you have to do your own solo video like that.
I do.
And put it on your OnlyFans or what do you on OnlyFans and Minicams?
I have many vids. I have MFC. I have Chatterbait, but really, I'm so focused on my OnlyFans right now.
They're blowing up, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll do a call to action to that for a minute.
But I do need to put something like that on there.
That would be, and the production values. It would be. You could do it. You could probably do it on the cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably do it on one of those fancy iPhone 11s.
I do everything from my phone. I have a Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and I haven't even used my laptop in 6 months.
How do you like that new Galaxy?
I love it. It's amazing. I think it's the best like device I've ever used of any kind.
The S8 Plus has been an amazing phone for 3 years now.
Mhm.
Amazing. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love this thing. And it's a beast. I got the extra card. I can, since I'm a DJ, I can stash music on it.
Yeah.
I've got all 4 Run the Jewels CDs on here. You know what I'm saying?
I got my 5G through Spectrum, best service ever. Because I've had 5G in my house for wireless for about 2 years now. Everyone thinks 5G just came out. It's like I've had 5G in my house for years. I don't know why people think it just came out like this year.
That's okay. Back in March, people thought it caused the coronavirus. Who knew? Look at this. I love it. I love that laugh. I love that laugh. you read that crazy shit on Facebook too, didn't you? You're like,
Yeah,
oh my God, these
definitely.
people are idiots.
I know. I can't with people. I should probably just stay on social media because I'm just,
Right.
I just had kind of a smart, sassy mouth sometimes.
Well, listen, the worst was that people burned down a cell tower in England because they thought it had that it caused the COVID virus, the COVID-19.
I'm telling you, group mentality is really bad. Like group mentality is what's going to ruin the whole world. I mean, I'm really getting nervous about how easily people just follow along just because somebody they like said something. We got to remember to not be blind followers. Like if I do something bad, don't make excuses for me. Don't be a blind follower of me, please. Hold me accountable.
Exactly. Okay. So hot housewife that we're now going to produce in a solo video just for you. Where we'll have to make the robe diaphanous, and you'll come up out of the pool, and you'll have pool boys and pool girls tending to you. It's like no sex involved. I mean, you'll be naked and whatnot, but no sex involved. But just the perfect day.
Yes,
and you'll probably get 10,000 views on that fucker.
That'd be amazing.
You'd be like, nobody laid a hand on me except for the massage therapist. Masseuse took care of me.
That's right up my alley. I'm like in a whole like you can look but you can't touch phase of my life now.
That's good. That's fine. I think you've had quite enough touching, young lady.
Yeah. Now I'm just, I'm totally just doing my own thing now. I love it though. It's just nice to be in charge of everything, not have to depend on any companies, any talent.
Right.
Because sometimes talent, I've had my difficult days, but also other talent have had difficult days. So it's sometimes it's hard to work with talent.
Ooh, wait, saucer of milk? Come on, who's the talent? Who's the talent? Dish.
I wouldn't even say anyone that I worked with, but like say, there's 2 scenes scheduled for a day and you're on the second scene of scheduled. If that first scene, if someone's being difficult, it really messes up. You're stuck on set for like hours and you won't be going home till late night because someone had to be complicated and difficult. So that things like that happen.
Diva. Diva. Okay, I'm not going to drop the name. Come on, drop it. Come on, who is it? Who was it?
No names. I've had moments like that. I've had diva moments myself, so I don't hold it against anyone at all.
Cramp.
That really happens, though. So those are painful.
But there's Gatorade on the set, though. Always.
No, there's not. So a lot of directors, like, man, a lot of times there was not food. We might get a water.
Not with female directors.
Female directors. Oh yeah. When I worked for Penthouse, we had a female director. We had a full craft services. So that was amazing.
Listen, in spite of all the stuff that Bob Guccione and his son have been accused of being a little on the side, they did a lot for the business.
Yes.
They did a lot for the business. They're not Hef. Hef is Hef. Hef is Mount Rushmore. Larry Flint is Mount Rushmore, but Bob has got to be in there. He just does. He's in there. He's in the conversation. But a lot of respect. I watched Playboy TV and read Playboy magazine, and I was a subscriber of Playboy, Hustler, and Penthouse. This is when I was in my early 20s. I thought I was very, very sophisticated to have 3 gentlemen's magazines come to my door every month. And people are looking at like, you pervert. It's like, I might have the Penthouse that you're in. It's in storage.
I have 2.
Yeah, you had the Playmate of the Month, which was July 2000. Hang on, 2009. I have notes. But you were the PMOI 2008,
2010. So it would be after. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have to have the month before the year.
Right.
But I have to go find. Since I'm going into storage, I'll go look for that mag anyway. And if I find it, I'm going to have you sign it.
Yes, I will.
Because I'm not to be starstruck, but
you deserve it.
Okay, let's finish off with pride.
Okay.
Now, now that I've gotten to know you a little bit, I know that you're immediately going to say you're proud of your kids. I know you are.
Yeah.
Because you got good kids.
Yeah.
Or at least your public perception is you got good kids. Little monsters.
I love how moms are always like, my kid's perfect. But I'm like, no, my kids are really perfect, though. Like, you just say that, but my kids are perfect. That's me.
I have a friend. He's got an 11-year-old who's also a little fastidious. The kid likes to keep his room straight.
Mm-hmm.
He walks around the house calling everybody a pig. You're a pig. That's disgusting. Put that away. He picks up stuff off the floor and throws it away. Helps mom with the dishes. He's a good kid like that.
Mm-hmm.
His father's like, he's going to be a fucking serial killer. He's been making his beds. He's been making his bed since he's 4. Nobody taught him how to make his bed. Nobody taught him how to do cut corners. Nobody taught him how to fold the little triangle in his toilet paper. He just started doing it when he was 4.
My son would have all his DVDs organized. He would know where each car of his would be. Like, he was just so he could tell you where any of his toys are. My daughter, who knows where her stuff is? It's just, it can be anywhere. It can be anywhere in this house.
That would definitely be a Big Bang Theory allegory. That would be Sheldon Cooper on one side and Penny on the other.
Yes, 100%.
Like your daughter, how does your daughter do laundry? The whole basket in, slam it all in there, put the powder on top, slam the lid, and hit it. Your son, perfectly divided and sorted, and a little bit of this and pre-soak here and details. It's all in the details. So that would be pride. What are you proudest of? And we already know it's your kids.
Other than my kids, I think I'm just proud for taking a brave step when I was 18 years old, and I was brave, and I've been through a lot, and I still am here, and I'm proud that I'm still here. I think that I'm still involved in the adult industry after 15 years because girls have a tendency to not last as long. They don't realize how difficult it is. It's hard to deal with outside people who want to troll you, and they might like you otherwise, but some people are just in a bad mood and they just use it as a reason to get at you. So a lot of people can't handle that. I'm proud that I have been able to handle that, and I'm proud that I'm able to handle the trolls, and I kind of put them in their place. I get them suspended, and I'm proud with how I've handled that. I use my verified badge on Twitter to get people suspended who should not be using social media.
Psychos.
Yes.
Well, on behalf of somebody who likes to scroll through Twitter, thank you for cleaning up the neighborhood.
I mean, the Nazis in 2017 had a rough time. Thankfully, they haven't been much back. I think Twitter got a little smart with what content they were allowing on their platform, but it took a lot of reports to get them off.
The level of hate and divisiveness and absurd surreality that we're dealing with on whatever platform you like to be on. Okay.
Mhm.
You know, people, speaking of the nuts that burned a cell phone tower in England because they thought 5G gave you COVID, they didn't see that even on Facebook. They saw it on WhatsApp.
Oh,
At first
wow.
broke on
Yeah.
WhatsApp, which is kind of English. It's a cross between LinkedIn and Facebook in England.
Yeah.
We can get it here too. It's another platform. It's an active
Right. Yeah.
platform. But you're starting to see that, and we've seen it before. People of these, I call it abhorrently antisocial philosophies, and they're anti-civilization,
Yes.
or they're they just really are, and they are finding whatever dark corner of the internet they can find. MeWe, I see them over on MeWe. They tried to get into TikTok, and TikTok said, "You're done really quick."
That place is for kids. There's too many young kids. Like, we got to be careful with what we put on some platforms.
Right.
You know, I'm not okay with nudity on Instagram. My son is on Instagram. I'm obviously, it's hard being a parent and being in the adult industry because
We used to
the
see
adult industry wants
penetration
to.
on Instagram. You used to see penetration on Instagram.
I saw an account yesterday. They asked if they could feature me. I looked at their account and I was like, you shouldn't even have this stuff on Instagram, and I am reporting you because.
Oh no, but I'm talking about like 6-7 years ago when it first started out. You know, you got 30-second clips of.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a porn site? I literally, when I first logged into Instagram, I was like,
Yes. It's hard. I got to ride this like moderate line between adult worker and parent. So it's like I have to follow these ethical rules. My kids know they're not getting on Twitter. Not allowed to have Twitter. When you're 18, you can have Twitter because Twitter is not a place for kids. If anyone's listening,
dude,
your kids should not be on Twitter.
it's a zoo. It's a behavioral sink.
Yes.
But for those of you who took psychology, it is a behavioral sink.
Yes.
And that's and once again, that's another reason why I like you so much. You understand the language that I speak. People go, "You're such a pretentious intellectual." I'm like, no, I act like an asshole all the time, but I know what I'm talking about.
I get called a know-it-all so much, but I find it to be quite a compliment. Like, I love being called a know-it-all because I just feel like
education.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I remember this fact. So I honestly, I love doing OnlyFans because I'm able to have so much free time to educate myself, to keep up with current events, to watch documentaries, to read, and to build my career now to where I'm basically semi-retired. It just allows me so much time to learn. I'm so thankful.
Well, okay. Now let me ask you this now, because you went from 03 to 2011, and when you dropped out.
2005
5 to 11.
2016. 2005 to 2010, and then 2004 to 2016.
Right. So you took 4 years off.
Yes.
Did you notice, was there a noticeable difference at how the internet had really, really co-opted the adult entertainment industry, the adult films? Because
Yeah,
I mean, when you started, it was just getting started.
It was a whole new world. I had just had my personal Facebook, but I didn't have Twitter during that time. I didn't have Instagram. So when I came back, it was just a whole new world. I'm like, whoa, everyone's taking selfies now. Like, I was a model. We didn't take selfies. Like, I still don't like taking selfies. It makes me feel awkward because I'm used to, and I was trained to be a model where people are taking pictures of me. So then it turned into like,
I get paid for that.
And it's just a whole new world, and it's still different to me. I'm still not used to it. I'm not used to it at all.
Well, and let's also remember that when you first started, it kind of came into that golden era of porn stars going mainstream.
Yes. Yes.
And it's
and we're lucky for that. I mean, that made a big jump for adult film, that We could be in TV shows, we could be in mainstream movies, and we were started to be hired for stripper roles, escort roles, the roles that a normal actress wouldn't want to take because she wouldn't want to put a dent in her career. We were called for because we would do those things. So it's nice. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just having a lot of experiences.
Well, Sasha Grey did a really good job in her crossover movies.
She did.
Jenna Jameson did a pretty good job in her crossover movies, but I mean, we're not talking about somebody who had some awesome acting chops to begin with. She was just a blonde bombshell, very pretty girl, and very, very sexy. And you know, in her era, acting chops weren't really necessary to begin with.
Right.
But now we're seeing over the last 10, 12 years, storytellers.
Mm-hmm.
And I what I have seen is I've seen an evolution of the porn star into thespians, into actors, actually, you know,
really
acting
creative.
with rhythm and timing.
A lot of creativity
Yes.
these girls have now. You know, that each day they're becoming a new character and they're writing their own scripts for their clip sites. So it's really amazing to see how much these girls on their own time at home even are putting into their own content.
I believe that is indicative of the rise of the female director and producer and company owner. Once they started taking over, not to say that the men that dominated weren't professional, but and you would know it more than anybody else. You get a little, I don't know, better service. You get a little more professionality, a little more on time, a little more on schedule when you have a female director, especially a female director that worked.
I feel like a female director takes our needs into consideration more because they would understand that we need to be comfortable to be in the right mindset. That's really important. If we're not comfortable, it shows on screen. If we're rushed, if we don't like the position we're in, if we're in pain, it's really noticeable.
Yes,
so I feel like a female director definitely notices those little things a lot more.
And I believe it was a doc I saw. I think it was Tara Black, who had begun at the time directing, and I think she owns a company now, doesn't she?
I'm not sure.
I should have done more. I should have done, but Tara was a fantastic director, and she began another. You know, she got in that era of those dominant female directors, and the superstars flocked to her, not just because she was one of them, you know, a year earlier, and she starred in her own stuff, but the superstars flocked to her, and she had some incredible films. All right, we can sit here and talk about porn all night, but we're going to go ahead and let you go because I'm sure the kids are going to come barreling into the room any minute now. Mommy, what are you doing?
One is over babysitting this dog, so she's been on babysitting duty.
Let's go ahead and promote your OnlyFans because I want everybody to flock to Shawna's OnlyFans. We're on a membership drive, aren't we?
We are. So I reached 255 fans, and I'm trying to get up to 300 now. I have over 1,100 photos, over 100 videos. My collection is starting to go. I got this new yellow outfit I'm going to be putting on later, and hopefully just filming something at least dancing around and having fun. My OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Shawna Lenee. And I'll actually, when we get off here, I'll put a 50% off link so that everybody heading over can get a good deal.
Oh, you got that? You get it. You get a membership for 50% off, half price. Half price. You don't even have to say it's Gonzo Radio. She'll just give you the link.
That's true. No code needed. If you just go to the profile, and I don't know how it looks from the user's view. It should be right at the top, really.
Right. Or if there's a description, just type in Gonzo Radio and then, yep.
Yes, I'll put it in the little, there's a little place I can type what it's for. So I usually put like 50% off for love and peace if everyone's fighting, or 50% off for Christmas. So I'll definitely throw your name out there.
Marketing. It's all about marketing.
It's
outstanding. And now, of course, you can be found on Instagram at Shawna Talks.
Shawna Talks on Instagram. I don't post that much. I will add to my story tonight. I have some pictures to add to my story.
Don't use a Band-Aid photo, please.
Maybe I can make it a trend though. Maybe I can like get it to catch on.
I was going to put eyebrows on it and go.
You only need 5% of people to like go with you, and then the other 95% of people, they just follow along.
Hey, what's that? Well, let's go over here. Come on, let's go.
That's the cool thing to do. Let's do that. Yes, and Twitter, Shawna Lenee Show.
The Shawna
Lenee platform.
And be careful. She bites.
I do.
Like, don't bring no nonsense.
Don't give me attitude, because I'm not. I try to be elegant and nice, but I have a smart mouth if somebody's a little testy with me.
You got a smart mouth, you got a purty mouth, but that's smart in both senses. And not that you care, or not that anybody that's watching cares, but you can find me on Gonzo Radio. Just search Gonzo Radio on any platform, and I'm the one that pops up because nobody's crazy enough to have my name. Or, of course, you can go to the www.gonzoradionetwork.com for all the latest action and all the latest videos for all the 7 shows on the network we have right now. And we're threatening to grow to 9 rapidly. I actually need to like hold people off right now. I was like, okay, take it easy. I like being popular, but we're doing what we can, and I appreciate the love as always. And Shawna, I cannot thank you enough for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
A slice of heaven. And I will of course maintain non-stalker contact on social media. And so socially distance.
Yeah, 6 feet away, sir.
Well, we got 1,600 miles away. I mean, it's I'm down here in South Florida. Of course, if ever you come to South Florida, you're coming in the studio.
Yes, I'll be there.
And I'll buy the sushi.
Oh,
I'm going to have sushi tomorrow.
Oh.
I am. Sushi.
Yes.
All right, guys, on behalf of myself.
I wanted to go yesterday and I didn't make it.
Oh no, I'm going tomorrow. It's already in the plans. I've already bing, I'm going. I know where I'm going to go and when I'm going to go, because I'm going to go look at a property, and my favorite sushi joint is like a half a mile away. So I'm going to get some sushi. All right.
Sounds like a great place.
Yeah. And I'm miss it so much. So let's get out of here. On behalf of myself and Miss Shawna Lenee, thank you very, very much for watching the show. We will be back with you once again, 8 p.m. next Monday night. Oh, excuse me. We may be changing to 9 p.m. Yeah, no. We'll see you at a new start time next Monday. I'm the executive producer. I can do this right now off the top of my head. Next Monday, our new start time is going to be 9 p.m. 9 p.m. 9. And 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And we will see you every Monday night here on the Gonzo Radio Show. Thank you so much, guys. Good night.
Bye.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station. You're coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.
This has been a Gonzo Radio Network production.